Namami Buddham, my homage to the Buddha. In this video, I am going to discuss with you about the Buddha's attitude towards the human body and mind through the perspectives of Mahalisutta. Mahalisutta is also in deeghanikaya in seelakkhanda vagga of Sutta Pitaka. When the Buddha was living in Visala city, there was a large forest in Visala city. In that large forest, there was a monastery called Kutagarasala. Buddha and his disciples were living there. One day, many Brahmins from Magadha city and many Brahmins from Kosala city and a group of Likkavis came to meet the Buddha. They wanted to discuss with the Buddha about the human body and the mind, the functions of the human body and mind, or the nature of the human body and mind. Buddha having debates with them and developing the arguments, Buddha explained the nature of human body and the human mind. Mahali wanted to know, to share his experiences about concentrations, samadhi, and the knowledge of vipassana bhavana. Mahali wanted to discuss with the Buddha. Mahali and other Brahmins, they put forward the argument that human body is quite different from human mind. Human body is completely one subject matter and the human mind is completely another subject matter. The Buddha argued, Buddha explained that human body and human mind, they are either one thing or other thing. They are neither one thing or other things. They are not the same thing, but they are interwoven, human body and mind. Buddha tried to explain his idea about human body and the human mind, the functions of the human body and the human mind. Buddha explained about the concentrations of the mind take place because of the combination of body and the mind. The concentrations arises not only in the mind, not only in the body of the person, both body and mind, the physical sections of the human being and the mental sections of the human being, both are involved in developing the concentrations of the mind. Buddha explained how the person develop his mindfulness avoiding 5 hindrance: kamattanda, vyapada, teenamidda, uddhacca kukkutta, vicikicca. When the person knows that he is free from 5 hindrance, he feels happiness. He feels happiness and he developed his mind towards the first absorption, vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata. He developed his concentrations towards the first jhana, absorption. It is, he feels that everywhere in his body, everywhere the spread of the bliss of first jhana, absorptions. It is just like a pond is filling from the spring at the bottom, not from the 4 directions. A pond with filling water with the spring that is at the bottom of the pond. He feels cold everywhere in his body because of that first jhana. Then the second jhana, without vitakka and vichara, he concentrates his mind. That is like the lotus pond. He feels his body and mind is just like a pond with lotuses. Everywhere of cold has spread. in the pond. In that way, the third jhana, the fourth jhana also. When the person wrapped in a white cloth completely, that way the person who developed his fourth jhana, he feels like that whole body has been wrapped with the white cloth. In that way, the Buddha explained the combination of body and mind in concentrations. When the person developed his absorption from first to fourth. And Buddha asked, if such thing happens in the body and the mind, is it reasonable to say body is one thing and the mind is one thing? They are separated things. The companions of Likkavis and other Brahmins, they say, yes, we feel that mind is other thing and body is other thing of the human being. In that way, the Buddha tried to explain the functions of the body and the mind when the person attains to Nibbana, passing the 4 stages, Sovan, Sakurdagami, Anagami, Arihat. When the person attains to the 4th absorption, with his concentrated mind, he let his mind to investigate the insight meditation, vipassana bhavana. He tried to understand impermanence, unsatisfactory and non-soul in all phenomena. By understanding the nature of those phenomena, he come to the first stage of Nibbana, Sovan, after abolishing 3 fetters in the mind. Those are called in Pali Sannyodana Dhamma, which means it tightens the person, fixes the person to the wheel of samsara. When the person attains to Sovan, he abolishes 3 fetters called Sakkaya Ditti, Viciticca, Seelakkhanda, Paramasa. Sakkaya Ditti means he get away from selfishness. He developed selflessness, Sakkaya Ditti. He avoid egoism. He understands his body is made of 4 elements: solidity, liquidity, temperature, or heat and air. In that way he understands there is no egoism, there is no permanent thing in the body. So he abolished sakkaya ditthi, the fetter, and vicikicca is the suspensions of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha and other 8 places. He abolished those suspensions. If the person has doubt towards the triple gem, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, he can't be in progress towards Nibbana. So he must abolish that fetter, sakkaya ditthi, then vicikicca. Sakkaya ditthi, vicikicca and seelakkhanda paramasa. Seelakkhanda paramasa is practicing wrong ideas or following the wrong practical way towards Nibbana, such as performing sacrifices and engaging in self-mortification, self-indulgence. In that way, avoiding all those wrong methods to practice towards Nibbana. That is seelakkhanda paramasa. Then he enters to the second state, sakurdagami. In sakurdagami, he abolished ill will or anger and the desire to fulfill his 5 faculties, or he denied the sensual pleasure in halfway round, not completely. That is sakurdagami. When he come to the anagami stage, he abolished those 2 fetters completely, ill will and the interest for the sensual pleasure, vyapada, kamaraga. When he enters to the Nibbana, he abolished the other 5 fetters, kamaraga, ruparaga, aruparaga, mana, uddhati, avidya. He abolished those 5 fetters and attained Nibbana. The Buddha explained, if there is such happenings associating human body and mind, can you say the mind is separating and the body, the physical body is separating? Again this is, yes, we expect that mind and body are separated things of the human being. Then the Buddha explained them the creating of a mental body. Mental body can be created to the Arahant, those who develop their miraculous knowledge, that is called Iddhivita Jnana. With the concentrated mind, the Arahant tries to create the mental body. Mental body is equal to the natural body of the person. It is just like the sword get out from the scabbard and the tender leaves can be dragged and separated from the mother grass. In that way, the person who developed his concentration, he can create the mental body. In that way, the Buddha explained the nature of human body and the mind to get them to understand the nature of physical sections and the mental sections of the human being. At last, they accept that we can't see a human body and the human mind, neither separated one nor non-separated one. They are interwoven. So that is, there is some metaphysical conceit the Buddha explained by taking various examples connecting to the concentration and developing the wisdom. Iddhivita Dibbasota Parachitta Vijanana Pubbhe Nivasanussati. The special wisdoms that the person can see his former birth and his next birth, and he can develop the wisdom to abolish, to eradicate the defilements forever. At last, after the development of the argument of the Buddha, Lichavi and his companion Brahmins agreed. We can't see body and mind is one thing or the separated thing. They are both interwoven and functions combining our physical sections and the mental sections. Thank you for listening to me. We'll meet again in my next video. Thank you very much for listening to me. Blessing of the triple gems be showered upon you.